Hey, what's up, Culture Drop? Galen here. This video is about how you get input from your whole team if you're trying to gather input from your team. And some people are slow to share, or won't share, or they're just reluctant to share, or they don't share. They're non-sharers. Jazzy fingers. In situations like that, a lot of times the extroverts, ding, 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 talk first or take up all the space in the meeting. But you have input from your team that you like because people who are introverted or slower to speak up in a meeting have really profound, deep, thoughtful things to say. So here's my advice. Number one, give people a minute to think. If you're presenting something and you want to get input from people, if they're like me and they're extroverted, they have a million thoughts immediately and they process out loud. So I figure out how I feel about that thing by starting to talk about it, which is true and bizarre if you're not in that space, but that's me. Some people need some time to just sit and process and consider something. And if we don't give those people time to do that and we don't gather their input, then we miss out on their insight. So here's how you can do it. Number one, give people some time. So if you're presenting something, be like, hey, everyone just take a couple minutes here, think about that, think about your response, think about, pushback that you have or concerns that you have or angles that you have that you're not seeing. I just want to give everyone a couple minutes of silence here to consider that, and then I'd like some input. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to specifically call on people. If I know that Jay on my team isn't likely to speak up, to be like, hey, Jay, do you have any thoughts on that? Or I would love to hear input from every single person. So Carrie, do you have any thoughts? Great. Sydney, any thoughts? That's really important. And I want to talk to that quickly. Side note, there is tone and nuance that matters. Don't corner people and force them to share, but be like, Jay, do you have any thoughts? Be aware of that. But inviting people to share their thoughts is different than calling on people and forcing them to talk. Please understand the discretion between those two things and how you go about that as a leader so you don't make someone feel called out or uncomfortable. Just inviting people hey, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you have any thoughts. Third last little tip that I have for this is, as a leader or whoever's facilitating this meeting, talk last. A lot of times if we have thoughts, especially if we're extroverted, we are here's what I think, here's this thing that I want to consider, here are my thoughts about it. A lot of times when the leader speaks first or gives their opinion, the team will be quiet because they don't want to disagree with the leader or have a dissenting opinion. So it's great to be I have some thoughts. I'd love to hear from all of you first. It's a good use of discretion to remember to talk last, give your opinion last, so people don't just mimic and copy exactly what you said back to you, or not be afraid to say what they think because they don't want to disagree with you or come across as disagreeing with you. So that's important. Invite people to share, give people time to process, and talk last and share last if you're a leader. Cool, that's it. See ya, go be awesome. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Subscribe to our channel. We put a lot of content on here. You can also subscribe to the Culture Drop mailing list and get these emails in your inbox every Tuesday morning. Follow our social media channels. Put a lot of free content out about just being more awesome and building great teams.